Hi, this is Rainbow Harmony, here to help you find balance and peace to live a more colorful life. And welcome back to my channel. In today's pick a card reading, I'm doing a topic that you guys recently voted on in a poll, and it seemed like the majority of you could really use a career path and job opportunity reading. So that's what we're going to be talking about today. Before we get started, just a couple of things I wanted to mention. First of all, if you would have told me when I was 22, 23, 24 that in the future I would have a job where I was a tarot reader, I would I don't know what I would have done. I probably would have laughed. I would have thought that's ridiculous. I hadn't even touched a tarot deck yet. So I will just say that, if you don't feel like you're on your true path in your career yet, or you're very confused in this area of life, I want you to remember that it is a process and that sometimes there's a piece of information or something that will come across your path in the future that will spark an interest in you. You will have a light bulb moment, and I know that you're going to get on your true path. The second thing I'm going to say is that your career doesn't always have to be your purpose. There are many people in this world who work a job that they enjoy and that they like, but it might not be like their purpose. It might be a way that they're providing income for themselves and for their family, and outside of work, they're using their abundance to do the things that they love. I think a lot of people, because I do life coaching, a lot of people I talk to seem to be really stuck because they're having a hard time either narrowing it down to just one thing, or they're like, I don't know how to do a career for my purpose. I don't know what my purpose is. So confused. Also, some of you guys might be stuck in a job or career right now that you feel like has absolutely no relevance to your talents and gifts. But I will tell you from my experience as I look back on some of the most seemingly obscure jobs that I've had, and I realize, oh my gosh, at that job, I went through this and this and this, and I learned this and this, and now I'm using it in my future career. So you are meant to grow and evolve and change just like the plants, just like the animals, just like your bodies. So it's natural that your career path and what you do to get money and abundance and your job will change through time. Some people find one thing and they stick with it for life, and it happens to be their purpose as well. Other people, just kind of explore, hop around from thing to thing. It's whatever. Everybody's path is different, and I'm keeping that in mind as I do this reading. So, first of all, I would love for you to check out this tarot spread that I made. This is the spread we're going to be covering in this reading. Take a screenshot so that you can pull some cards and follow along with me to get a more accurate message. And then when you're ready, go ahead and take some deep breaths, ground your energy, and then choose the card that you feel drawn to the most. Number 1, number 2, number 3, and number 4. If you like this reading and you would like a more personalized version of it and you want to chat with me about this or just get a reading, here's some information. You can check out my website, maybe save it for later. And once you're ready, you can just choose your card and then head down below to the comments or description where the timestamps are posted. And you can just click on your timestamp and instantly be fast forwarded to your part in the reading. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and ring that notification bell and let me know what you think in the comments below. And let's get into your reading. For those of you guys who choose number 1, let's go ahead and get into this spread and look into your career options and job possibilities. And we're starting with the first part of the spread, which is what is your potential? So, what are some good options for you? We're looking into an archetype from the tarot to kind of describe you and maybe what you would be good at. So, this is the Queen of Hearts or the Queen of Cups. And this is somebody who wears their heart on their sleeve. Perhaps you're a water sign or you have a lot of water in your chart, or you're someone who feels maybe more emotional, highly sensitive, an empath, a nurturer. And so the types of jobs I see you being good at, of course, is anything where you're nurturing or you're caring for others. So you could be a nurse or you could work as a medical practitioner. However, the Queen of Cups, the Queen of Hearts also has a love for like nature and the land and animals. So I could see you as somebody who's like an herbalist or maybe who does holistic medicine. Actually, maybe even a tarot reader or a life coach. There are definitely a lot of non-traditional fields that you might be drawn to, but as far as more traditional careers, I would say a nanny or someone who works in childcare. Of course, I already mentioned, a doctor perhaps or a nurse, but I also see maybe like a vet or somebody who rescues or works with animals. You also could be someone who works as a stay-at-home mom. That is or dad or parent. That is a very valid path. And if you're someone who just is like, I don't really want to work, but I would always love to have a family and take care of them and take care of the house and do the planning, then that would be great for you. And speaking of planning, the Queen of Cups is known to be a really great event planner. So you could be like a wedding planner or an event planner. Definitely perhaps working with plants. You could do landscaping, or you could maybe have like a nursery for plants, and you could be doing like botany. You could be an artist. We're going to get into that next. Queen of Cups, every time I see the Queen of Cups or the King of Cups, I always think about somebody who's singing songs, playing a guitar. So you could be very musical, using your voice. The throat chakra here for sure is highlighted with all this water energy. So you could be someone who's singing. You're also a really great listener. And so I see a possibility of being a counselor or a therapist, or somebody who is guiding others through like sponsoring people who've had addictions, things like that. You're just very kind and very like a healing person. So you're definitely a healer of sorts. And maybe there's a couple other careers for the Queen of Cups. I could go on about this forever, but anything in that general area could be well suited for you. So next we're going to ask, where are you at in your career path right now? Like, what's going on around you? What's the vibe? So what's going on around you right now? I'm not taking any reversals because my deck is a little bit out of sorts. Just going to take them all right up. So right now, you are definitely feeling like you have to defend yourself. I see you working somewhere where you're dealing with like a lot of customers, and you're an empath, so you're drawn to fields of help. So maybe in your earlier journey, you've been someone who's been like a receptionist, or somebody who is working at the front, or maybe taking orders or waiting on people. But I get this sense that you're at this point where you're like, I want to elevate myself and my position. I'd like to go to the next level so that I don't have to take all this foot traffic every day. I just see that like you're being really drained. Maybe you're one of those people who's just working a day job right now so you can get to school, or you can pay the bills, or just so you can kind of float yourself while you're still exploring your life and figuring things out. That's totally okay. We're getting the Knight of Pentacles. We see that you're a good steward with your money, that you're saving money, that you're bringing more money in, that you have a lot of wealth coming to you on your path. But very soon, you're going to have to make a new decision and start on your new path. I feel like you already have a lot of ideas, and maybe you're training in something I already mentioned, or you've been thinking about some of this Queen of Cups type of stuff. And so hopefully this reading comes across your path as a message, like to keep going in that direction, that you're going to get past this. Sometimes we have to pay our dues. We all start at the bottom, and that's okay. It's just important to be perceptive and listen to your spirit when it's telling you it's time to move on. And so I see the Three of Cups. I see celebration here. I see you receiving a new job opportunity, which we're going to pull about next. I see that you're going to get onto this new path. This right here could also be a sign of marriage. For some of you guys I mentioned that want to be the stay-at-home parent, this could be a sign that that's going to come, that's going to happen. Interesting, right? So next I want to see, are there any job opportunities coming your way? I do believe that like these opportunities don't usually fall out of the sky. You have to set intentions, manifest it, and work diligently towards it. But I guess that's kind of what I'm alluding to here. Is there anything that you're going to be able to tap into in the near future? Job opportunities coming your way. That's interesting. Well, we did talk about the Queen of Cups being like an artist, being someone who's helping other people, nurturing other people, quite influential. And so they're saying something about influence routine. This makes me think about those of you guys who are trying to start your TikTok or your Instagram or your blog or your YouTube or your website, or you're trying to put your energy out there so you can get on this new path. Maybe this is even you writing your resume, or coming up with a cover letter, getting things ready to apply for a job. But some of you guys might actually be creating a job for yourself. And of course, you will have to educate yourself or receive mentorship or some type of training, depending on what it is you choose to do. But I do see you making this shift. A lot of you guys have already made it. And I think this is a message that you need to get in a routine with this. You need to be consistent. Consistency is totally key. Maybe this is even like what's going to happen in your future. You're going to be doing that more. It's going to open doors for you. We're also getting this environment betrayal. It's almost like your environment is betraying you. That makes me think about this card. This kind of reminds me when I used to work at like a community center in my past. And even though I did a lot of healing work there, which was really in alignment with me, it was very intense dealing with so many people on a daily basis. And I was like, there's got to be a better, healthier way for me to do this so I can care for myself more, so I can still help people and not be totally drained. I think that's what this is about. The job opportunity that's coming might allow you to work from home, or might allow you to work in a healthier environment. So that's amazing. And they're saying that, yes, you're going to get past this, you're going to ascend past this, and that you can trust yourself, trust your path, and know that everything is coming together according to plan. Now, I'm going to pull you some final cards. We're just asking for any final advice, anything else you need to know about your job or your career path, anything else, your abundance, your finances, what can you expect? Relationships develop to a new level. Trust your intuition. Care for yourself and others. This makes me think about the relationship that you have with yourself, actually. When you get to this point where you feel like you know yourself really well, it's a lot easier to make decisions that are in alignment. And how do we know ourselves well? Spending time in silence, spending time in meditation, journaling. Sometimes we also learn a lot about ourselves by networking and making friends, just kind of seeing ourselves reflected back off of others, and collaborating with people, socializing. So there's a lot of things you can do. And this is something that you're going to get better as you get older, as you grow through life. But I see the relationship you have with yourself deepening. Your guides are also telling you to trust your intuition, because it might be that the career that you do requires you to use your intuition a lot. Care for yourself and others. That's the thing, is you definitely are supposed to be caring for other people. You're a nurturing heart, that Queen of Cups, but you need to care for yourself first. And I love how this is written. It says care for yourself. That's written first, and then others. And I feel like that's the key here. Instead of putting other people first, that it's time to put yourself first when it comes to your job and career. And you might be very good at something that you're doing, but maybe you're like, I need to go follow my true dream, or this path has served me, but it's time to leave it. And so I'm getting that kind of message from you. And this word patience here is standing out, like to be patient on this path. It doesn't happen oftentimes that you transition to this new path overnight. Sometimes it's just step by step. Now this says time to buckle down and get things done. Honor your commitments. And I go back to that card that I pulled earlier, the influence routine. You've been saying, I'm going to start this thing, I'm going to start this business, or I'm going to sign up for that class, or I'm going to start saving money so I can invest into this new future for myself, or I'm going to start, applying for these jobs, but it's like you keep putting it off. And so your guides are telling you it's time. The energy is in your favor. It's time. You can do it. And if you're struggling, it could be because you just have too much going on at once. There's a lot going on. It might be time to, I love in this image, we see this fairy here, this person who's just out in nature and they're by this tree. It's like they found a safe space where they can get inspired and they can think and they can just maybe write their pros and cons list and just like logically make that decision. So that's what this is about. You need to make a choice because you could sit there for years going back and forth on should I do this or this. Sometimes you just have to eeny, meeny, miny, mo, choose a path and stick with it. And you can always change your mind later. You can always start something else on the side, but at some point you got to choose something and just be consistent with it. Because the sooner you get on the path, the sooner you plant the seed, the sooner you're going to have that fruit. And then this is the wheel. This is a sign that the wheel is turning, that it's a new season, that one door is closed, another's opening for you. And they're saying that this new change that's coming your way is very positive. Your situation is going to move forward. Fortune is on your side. All is well. You're going to get really good signs in your career soon. Maybe that job opportunity we were talking about coming your way. So that's awesome. I hope this reading helped you. I want to thank you so much for coming to my channel. Let me know what you think about it in the comments below. I just love supporting you guys and hearing your stories, and I find that I learn a lot from the comments you guys leave too. So thank you guys so much for discussing with me in the comments below, and I will see you next time. Peace out. For those of you guys who choose number 2, we're going to go ahead and get into this career and job opportunity spread. And the first part of the spread is the card that you chose. And we're looking into what is your potential. So I pulled an archetype from the tarot and we're getting the King of Swords. And this is like your potential, maybe possible career paths for you. So King of Swords. Now, it does not matter if you are male or female or non-binary or like anywhere else on the spectrum of gender. This is just an archetype. But the King of Swords does represent somebody who has a mind that is very logical. Like you are known for your brilliant mind and for your bright ideas. The King of Swords is also known to be a really amazing communicator. And so immediately I'm going to say you are someone who might be a writer or a speaker, also a teacher or a professor, even people who are very good at like debate, speech and debate, maybe working in the political field or even as a lawyer. Traditional careers tend to do very well for this person, but it doesn't mean that you might not work at your own startup or that you might not be a business owner or something. You know, wherever it is you do work, you're likely to climb your way up the ranks and to be the leader. And you are someone who's known of giving very sound advice. So any type of job where you're doing consulting would be really great for you. And you could be consulting on literally anything, just maybe whatever piques your interest. Like a consultant, a coach, a mentor, teacher, once again, a writer. I also see you could be great with technology. Maybe not everybody who's here, but you could be good with technology. So you could be doing like anything with software development or programming or coding, or game development or, man, I don't know a lot of stuff about the computers. I'm not a King of Swords, but I'm just getting visions, maybe people who are doing graphic design. This doesn't mean that you're not creative. You might be someone who's creative, but you're really good at putting like systems into place and that structure and that logic and the order. You're really, really great at it. You're also someone who's known to be very good with your hands. So you could be, a steady hand to be a surgeon. I definitely see a doctor with this. But you might be more fascinated with like the schooling program and education. You're someone who might be fascinated with education. I see a lot of people of King of Swords kind of being lifelong students or quote unquote late bloomers, people who just want to get their master's and then want to get their PhD and then they want to go back to school for this or for that. And then you might eventually end up being a teacher, or maybe you end up being a writer, or you consult based off of your extensive knowledge. I mean, you just have this lust for knowledge and for information, and you can talk people's ears off for hours on all the things that you have learned. You really do have that Renaissance man or Renaissance woman, Renaissance person kind of energy where because you're so smart and you can follow things step by step, you can be good at pretty much whatever you put your mind to. So it might be I have a lot of you guys who chose this one because you fall into that category of like being so good at so many different things. But if you trace everything back to a singular element, it might be your love of communication or your love of studying and teaching and information. And so there's definitely some clues there. Of course, there are so many other career paths that you could be good at, but I gotta move on. So let's go ahead and pull some more cards. I wanna see now, like, where are you at in your career currently? So like, what's going on in your career path? Where are you at? Okay, I'm not taking any reversals because my deck's like upside down and stuff. I'm just gonna do it this way. So it seems like you don't have any trouble attracting opportunities. The problem is that you tend to get bored easily. And so like you're smart and you know how to educate yourself and like you probably have learned certain amount of skill set you have under your belt and maybe you also have degrees and things like that. But the issue is that you just get bored and you really need to have a career path where you feel like you can excel and you can go to the top. You're probably someone who's come here to make a really big difference in the world, and your career path is probably one of the most important things for you, and it's important that you're successful and that you don't blend in, that you stand out, that you create change in this world. And so that's what this is about. You're working hard. You probably already have a plan, but if you don't, I do see you like at this point where you need to you want to build more fortune. You want to get more income. You don't want to level. You don't want to just stay where you're at. I get that sense. So you're ready to go out into the world. You want to have a new experience. You might be at a crossroads in your career right now where you're thinking about changing career paths. You might also be thinking, I want to move to this other company so I can move my way up, or maybe this is the world. It makes me think about someone who has a dream to go work in another country or maybe move to a major hub, like somebody who's like, I'm from the country, but I want to move to the city and like make it big. And so I see that you have this plan and you're currently working towards it. It's almost like that you have to do first things first. But you're certainly on your way and you have manifested some incredible opportunities. So next we're going to go ahead and pull some cards and just see if there's any job opportunity coming your way. Is there anything coming your way? And I said this to the last group, but I truly believe that these opportunities don't just fall out of the sky. You do have to manifest them and set clear intentions and decide what you want and work towards it. So that's kind of more what I'm thinking about here. But is there anything that's, that you're manifesting that's coming your way? I see what's going on. I see what's going on. Okay, so as far as a job opportunity, I feel like you're going to build something. Literally, maybe this is even you being a builder, but you're going to build something, and that's what you need to work towards. It might not be your dream job, might not be one you apply for. I see you having like a startup or having your own business, or at the very least being at the top or the CEO or something like that. So yeah, build towards your dream. You might be someone who is really meant to just go to the top in that way. So there's something like that. There's an opportunity for you to build to this path coming. And you might already be on it. But right now, you might be feeling held back because you're feeling so frustrated. It could be because sometimes on our path, we climb to the top and we get that like mountaintop moment. But when we decide to change paths, we do have to start all the way over at the bottom. So you might be in a state of resistance because you're like, I don't want to start over again. I don't want to go to the bottom. Like you want to skip a bunch of steps, but just remember if you're starting over that you're taking all the knowledge and experience you have with you. And, you will probably climb those ranks fast, but yeah, something about starting over and how frustrating that is. It's almost like you've been putting it off because like it's going to be a lot of hard work. But that's why your guides are telling you it's time to start building. It's time to start at the bottom, brick by brick. There's a little bit of anxiety going on around you, and this is unhealthy, your guides are saying, and you're going to feel like you have more time and more space and more energy to build to this new career path if you're able to make time for your self-care. And I'll tell you guys, about a week ago, I was really tired and jet lagged, and I was feeling so cranky, and I sat down to try to record a video, and it was like a nightmare. I was just like in the worst mood, and I really just thought my whole life was effed and my whole job was effed. And little do you know, a couple days for self-care, a couple days off, just let it go, and then all of a sudden I'm feeling amazing and recharged and just so much better and so thankful. Really, if you're feeling like the whole world's going to hell in a handbasket and there's no chance for you and you're gonna have to start all over and it's not gonna be worth it and you're stuck, you might sometimes get stuck in your head overthinking, because that's the thing of the King of Swords. The same thing that blesses you sometimes is the thing that curses you, your bright mind. And so, yeah, they're saying this is the first things first, but then you can build. Yes, you are getting ready to make a very, very big, bold step into the world. And that might be where your anxiety is coming from, because you're going to have to really get out of your comfort zone. I mean, look at this person, they're not playing, they're like, here I am, world, come and take me. Let's see if you can be a match against me. I have something to bring out to the world. I have something to say. And, they are a beacon of peace and positivity and love, but they're also bold, and they're not afraid to just be that talented person. Maybe you're scared because when you were younger, you were ridiculed. A lot of times the things that you're the most talented for, the things that make you different and special, that are connected to your gifts, are the things that stand out the most. And sometimes people, they don't understand the things that make other people different, so they're going to ridicule you. So that might be a reason why you're scared to bring this out in the world. And maybe it's just the people around you, you just kind of blend in. You learn to do that for survival, but secretly you're this bright, intelligent genius. And your guides are telling you it's time to reflect on your talents. It's time to bring them into the light and release those fears, and know that, people might be surprised, but don't you just want to make their jaws drop anyways? First of all, who cares what they think? But second of all, yeah, you were not here to blend in. You came here to shock and awe everybody. And when I see this King of Swords, I always think of the air signs or the Aquarius energy, somebody who is a rebel and is shaking things up, speaking their truth. And that's totally you. So yeah, we're going to get some final information. Is there anything else you need to know about your career path? Maybe what's coming in before we leave this reading today? Okay, so the first card we're getting is falling in love or the resurgence of a relationship, spiritual growth and enhanced intuition, a new home. This just seems like a whole bunch of blessings just being thrown down on you from the universe, just out of nowhere. And it is the season, even though this is a timeless reading. At the time I'm doing this reading, it's a couple days past the summer solstice, and this is a time where we receive a lot of blessings and manifestations and abundance. So some of you guys are going to fall in love with somebody, and maybe this is somebody who has a connection to your career path, or who's going to just really motivate you or be your partner. Or maybe just the boost of falling in love kind of helps you rapidly manifest other things you want in life too, because you're on this really high vibe. I mean, love is the highest vibration, you are definitely growing spiritually right now. You're able to trust yourself more, your intuition's enhanced, and maybe some of you just need to hear that you're going to manifest that new home, or you will be successful enough in your career to purchase a home. Or maybe this home has something to do with your new job or something. So very fascinating. Next, this says you've come into your own. New partnerships or contracts continue to move forward. This is a very specific card, and it's kind of unfamiliar to me because I don't pull it very often, but I do get this vibe from it when I see it that you are going to receive a new job. You are about to sign a contract, and your guides are telling you, like, celebrate this. You might not be exactly where you 100% want, but this is a sign that you're on the way. And they're just saying, keep going, keep moving forward. I love that. Because of this, they're telling you that you have plans that need revision. There's more going on that meets the eye. It might be poor timing. It might be that you need to secure your foundation first. You need to get this new job or sign this contract or like kind of make this move to the new home, settle in. And from there, then you can move forward with like your next plan or the big goal or the big dream. So it might be you have a couple different things going on at once. Take it step by step. And last, this is wonderful. They're saying your seeds are well planted. You've got good things coming to you. Things might feel like they're at a pause, but perhaps it's just so that you can rest and so that you can do some self-care before all these manifestations come in and things start moving forward really fast. So your guys are telling you if you're worrying right now, it's totally unnecessary. You're in good hands. All is being taken care of, all is well, and will continue to be. So I hope that this message resonates with you. You have to let me know what you think about it in the comments below. Thank you for coming to my channel, and I will see you next time. Peace out. For those of you guys who choose number 3, let's go ahead and get into this career and job opportunity spread. And we're going to start with the first card here, which is the card you chose, and it's the first part of the spread, which is, what is your potential? So I pulled an archetype from the tarot, and we're getting the Queen of Pentacles. And this kind of describes who you are, like what career paths in general would be well suited for you. So the Queen of Pentacles is known as someone who is very nurturing, kind of an earth energy, maybe even Taurus type of vibe, but you're definitely not a complete homebody. So you're someone who wears many hats and can do it all. So you love to have a really comfortable home. You love to live in luxury. In fact, it might be that your whole goal for your job and your career is so that you can just purchase the dream house and just everything is set. And so you're very, very smart too. The Queen of Pentacles is incredible with money and finances. And even if it doesn't seem like that right now, you do have that gift. And this is the business person, essentially, the Queen of Pentacles. And if you're a male or you're someone else on the spectrum of gender, don't be worried if you see what appears to be like a female on this card. This is just an archetype. But basically, you're the business person. Whenever I pull the Queen of Pentacles, I always think about someone who maybe always was known for, as an example, just like wearing a bunch of jewelry. And then they started kind of, making necklaces and earrings. And maybe then they learned how to do metalwork. And then maybe they just came up with this jewelry, put it on Etsy. And then it got so popular, they started an Instagram. And then they soon came up with their own website. And now it's being stocked in stores all over the world. And it's like taking off, and then they just start launching home good products. And then because they launched that, then they come out with a clothing line, and then they write books as well. And like, they just have this empire that they're building. And so, the Queen of Pentacles, it's like the sky is the limit. You can create anything, you can make anything. It's definitely like the entrepreneur artist. Now, where this card differs from perhaps the Queen of Wands or the Queen of, Cups or something, is that Queen of Cups is like more emotional, sensitive, caretaker, and then Queen of Wands definitely really entrepreneur. But Queen of Pentacles, you're really great with business. So you know how to delegate really well. You work really well with other people and in a community. You're likely someone that like would hire people to work for you very, very early on in your business, or maybe the business you start it with like a friend or your partner or something. So you're really good at working in a group of people, working in a community. You might even start a business within your community. Of course, influencing social media, stuff like that would be a great fit for you. But you might also be someone who starts like a Mommy and Me fitness class, and you guys meet at the park once a week, and then maybe you guys, then you end up word gets out, and all of a sudden you're getting all this money from it, and you purchase a space for it, and then it just gets crazy and you got to hire more instructors, and then before you know it, you're getting funding to build your own like gym or something. So whatever it is you start, it's gonna take off. Whatever it is you feed, it's gonna grow. And I also see the Queen of Pentacles as being somebody who's really great with plants and nature and gardening, and it might just be your natural talent of being able to plant something and nurture it and kind of baby it and like know when to back off and like know when to give and know when to fertilize and know when to put it in the shade or the sun or this or that. Like you're really good at like just being in the flow. So as far as specific careers, there's a lot of options. I always think that you kind of remind me of the Queen of Cups, where you could be someone that works as a vet, or that works with animals, or that works with children, or is like a homemaker or something like that. But you're likely to have your own business, and you're likely maybe to have multiple businesses. My best advice, just to throw it in here for the Queen of Pentacles, is just to pick something, kind of like I said in the intro, because it's very possible that you might be so good at so many things and so artistic and so enterprising and have all these great ideas. You've started like 3 different businesses or 5 different Instagrams and TikToks, but the problem might be that after a couple weeks, you don't see any growth. After a couple months, nothing's happening and you give up. And so, if that's the case, if you're there, you just need to stay consistent. You need to own your Queen of Pentacles side and be stubborn enough to stick with something for years, even if you're not seeing the growth or the progress. So yeah, stick with it. When you plant the seed of an orange tree, I say this a lot on the channel. When you plant the seed of an orange tree, it takes on average 7 or 8 years for that tree to blossom and bloom and bear that fruit. So that's how long you need to give your ideas. Don't just give it 6 months or a year. Stay consistent. You're going to see that growth. So next we're going to pull some cards and see like where are you at in your career path right now. So where are you at in your career path right now? What's going on around you? And I'm not taking any reversals because my deck is a little bit out of sorts. All right, so you have reached a point in your career where maybe you've had a lot of success, or maybe you just finished school, or you've been on a certain path for a while, but you are thinking a lot more about the big picture. Whereas for a while, maybe it was more about survival, or maybe you were young and you were just having fun and just exploring. Now you're at this point where you want to get more serious, where you want to level up, where you want to build legacy. And I definitely think about you thinking of maybe starting a business. And so this is 9 of Cups. Abundance is coming in. Money is coming in. If it hasn't already, you might have something saved up so that you can make an investment. Or this card could just be saying like you got a lot coming to you because you're the freaking Queen of Pentacles. So we've got all these, energies here with you. This is fulfillment. This could also be you thinking about like, I want to be the most fulfilled, because that is literally what's important for you. For your career, fulfillment is the most important thing. So this is a sign of travel or a move or some type of adventure or somewhere like you're physically going to go. And so I think that's interesting. It might be you're about to move somewhere for a new job, or you're about to go to a new job. This is the time of year a lot of people tend to be hiring, so that makes a lot of sense, although this is a timeless reading. So that's kind of what I'm picking up on. I don't see anything crazy happening here. I kind of feel like you have honestly, the option to do whatever you want. It's going to be in your best interest to choose what you really want right now, because whatever it is, it's going to be blessed. Doesn't matter what you do, doesn't matter what you choose, as long as your heart's in it, it's going to grow. It's almost like you've got your soil tilled and fertilized, and you can plant whatever you want, and you're just got to make that choice, or you just got to start planting. So next I'm going to see what job opportunity is coming for you. Now, I don't know if things ever just like come for you. Sometimes this world does just give you blessings, but especially in this area of your life, it's usually something you have to set a clear intention on and you have to work diligently towards. So that's kind of the angle I'm coming at this from. But let's pull some cards and see what's coming for you in your career. So first of all, this whole thing about how you want to travel or how you want to leave or you want to go somewhere else, your guides are actually telling you to stay. Maybe you heard that and you were freaking out. And first of all, I don't think you should base your whole life off of tarot reading online. Although I've heard messages about how accurate these are, and I like to hope that you're guided to choose the card that feels right for you and get something out of it. Don't freak out because this card's telling you gotta go somewhere. Maybe this is just picking up on a subconscious desire of yours or something that's coming in the future. They're saying right now you need to detach a little bit and stay. And then I'm also getting messages to breathe. So you can do that with me right now. Maybe I am picking up on like you're excited. I don't see anxiety. I actually see excitement that you have had a download, that you're going to start a career, that you know you're going to be an entrepreneur or have this business. And it might just be that you need to slow down a little bit so you don't burn yourself out. This is more of a long path. It's not just a short little sprint. It's a marathon, not a sprint. But adventure is definitely calling to you, and very shortly you're going to be on this path and your career is going to have something to do with it. So with that in mind, they're saying you need to choose habits that are going to help you build towards this. If you do want a job where you can work remotely or where you can travel, because being surrounded by beauty and having luxury in a wonderful home is very important to you, or you want to go somewhere for this, to get your start or to get opportunities or advantages, or you want to take that dream job somewhere or whatever, they're saying that you're going to have to choose habits that are in alignment with that. And these habits could be very personal to everyone, but maybe it's the habit of creating a vision board and working on it every morning. Maybe it's the habit of manifesting. You can check out my Manifest with Me in March series to learn how to manifest with the moon cycle. Maybe it's just the habit of showing up every day for your business and creating content and being consistent with it. But yeah, adventure is definitely calling. So there seems to be an opportunity where you might get to travel or move somewhere or work remotely or something like that coming. So that's very exciting. So I'm going to pull some final messages for you. Just anything else you need to know while we are here for this message about your job or about your career. Speak your mind with confidence. Seek out professional advice. Balance mental and emotional considerations. It might be time, as someone who's potentially starting a business, to seek out a mentor, or maybe to take a class, or it could be like someone to help advise you with your taxes. There's just so many things that you have to do with the business. And I always tell people that the answer for anything that you just don't know how to do when it comes to your business or starting a business is to hire someone. If you don't understand this and you're Googling it and you've read books and you've done all the free resources and you just still can't figure this one thing out, hire someone. And if you're not able to hire them, then figure out, a price or whatever, and then get a second job and work until you can hire them. It's going to be worth it. I promise you. I get the sense that, this might even just be about seeking out information, reading books, and not letting the whole oh, well, I don't know how to do that in my country, or I don't know how to sign up that thing, or I don't understand this. Don't let that block you, because you can empower yourself. And this is saying the thing about balancing mental and emotional considerations. This is reminding you to be grounded and to be logical and to take this step by step. And at some point, this has got to come out of your head and out of your dreams and ground to the earth. And that's your purpose, is to ground this into the earth. Final advice, anything else? Things not turning out the way you'd hope. Not seeing the positive in a situation. Crying over spilled milk. Maybe this is about a business or a job you tried to start in the past, but you felt like it failed. I think I talk to people every day starting businesses. And, a lot of people are shocked that it's not usually for the first couple years that you're going to make a full-time income. I always remind people, if you want to make full-time income off of a job you started yourself, you need to put in full-time hours. So if you're just doing a little bit nights and weekends or here and there, or forgetting about it for months on end, you can't expect to see that fruit. You got to be diligent. You got to hustle. And you can be in your feminine flow while you do that. You can take breaks. You can focus on your self-care. But, this is what's hard, is sometimes we'll assume it's failing or it's not working, or why is it working for everyone else but not me? But the truth is, it is working for you. You have a tiny little sprout, and you can't sit there angry at it that there's no orange yet. You have to nurture it till it becomes a tree. It's just not a tree yet. And that's what this is about. Crying over spilled milk. Maybe that's something to take away from your past. I'm getting this message to tell you that you didn't fail with the business you tried to start in the past, or the idea that you told everyone you were going to do and then you just bailed on it. Those are all stepping stones. And many people who've started successful businesses, if you talk to them, they will have multiple businesses that they quit, that they gave up on, or that they failed before they started the one that became really successful for them. So this is normal. There's no failure, just stepping stones to success. Giving the message to pull you one more card. They're telling you, yes, you've got some choices to make, but the whole message is right now they want you to detach and breathe and rest up and get ready for the next leg of your journey, because adventure is calling and you're going to need a lot of energy for that. So your final message is enjoying life's little luxuries, spending quiet time alone. But to bring it full circle, you will be successfully self-employed. Wonderful. I hope that this message resonates with you. Thank you so much for coming to my channel, and let me know what you think about it in the comments below. I will definitely comment you guys back. I always love reading what you guys say. I love seeing familiar names. We're all just the Rainbow Fam here, hanging out, sharing stories about life. Let's encourage and uplift each other. Write our stories below, and I will see you next time. Peace out. For those of you guys who choose number 4, let's go ahead and get into it. So this is the first part of the spread in our career opportunity and job reading. And we're looking into what is your potential. So I pulled an archetype from the tarot, and we're getting the Queen of Wands for you. And this is basically your essence, your vibe, your personality, what job paths would be good for you. Okay, so the Queen of Wands she's that girl, basically. I mean, also you could be that guy or that person, just because we're seeing what looks to be an archetypal woman on this card. You could also be coming to this reading as a man, or someone who identifies as non-binary, or somebody who's on the spectrum of gender. That's totally cool. But yeah, you're basically that person. You are someone who this is very much a fire sign energy, or a Leo type of energy, and you're someone who's basically meant to be center stage. So chances are you're the life of the party. When you walk into a room, you light it up. You probably have your own daring sense of fashion. You like to serve looks. You could be someone who really loves to do makeup and beauty, or you could be someone who's really into health and fitness. Definitely I'm seeing the body. I'm definitely seeing art. But as far as career paths that would be good for you, number 1, actor. So if you're someone who's always dreamed of being on stage and acting or dancing or singing or something like that, but definitely acting, then, you chose this for a reason. I also see someone who, I've said this for a couple of the other cards, but 100% for you, someone who is an influencer, somebody who, maybe goes on TikTok and is maybe blogging or, talking about some type of niche. I think of that girl, when I see this card, I always think of that girl on TikTok named Michaela. She's millions of followers. She has the Boston accent, and she's doing makeup tutorials. I just love her energy. I love her personality. She's serving looks. She's amazing, and she just shines. And you have that same exact kind of energy. Someone that just shines. So yes, you could be drawn to hairstyling or to beauty or to acting or to modeling. or like beauty pageants, things like that. You could just be really into that kind of stuff. You might want to do fashion influencing. You might have always imagined in your head that maybe one day you'd be famous. I think the hardest thing for people who have this gift or who are like this type of energy, Queen of Wands, is that you might feel kind of shy or strange or a little ashamed, like that you have this desire to be famous or that you want to do something that's really aesthetic with your life. But I think that's very, very sacred. If you look back in ancient tribes and ancient villages, there were people from the beginning of time that were in charge of painting faces, that were in charge of the fashion and the dress and for ceremonies and, doing stuff like that, that were performing. And so it's a very sacred role and it's very needed in society. So you might be drawn to aesthetics on all levels. You tend to be a really great creative director. Maybe you're really great at photography. Maybe you're somebody who likes cinematography and movies and like the world of celebrities, and the entertainment industry is definitely calling to you. There are so many possibilities. You just got to be number one. You got to shine. And you want to get your message or your heart or your fashion or your aesthetic or your style out there. You have this amazing ability to just beautify the world around you. So you might be great at interior design, flipping houses. Real estate sometimes is really great for the Queen of Wands. I could probably go on forever about this, but that's just kind of the vibe, okay? So let's see, where are you at in your career path? So where are you at in your career path? Ooh, we're getting the Emperor. So it's possible that you're working a job that's like for the system. Nothing wrong with that. Like, we need people to work traditional jobs in a lot of ways. But it could be that you're currently either in school and you're in training for something, or perhaps you're in a job that's just mainly about your sense of survival and security. And that's okay. We learn things from that. Some jobs I had in my earlier path that just seemed completely unrelated to what I'm doing right now, but I look back and I'm grateful for those experiences because I learned a lot from them. So just know that there's a reason maybe you're on this path or you found your way to this job. And I always say, before you can really start working towards your dream, you need to just make sure that you have a stable foundation, which means you got the lights on, you got the roof over your head, you got the food on your table, you got a little bit of money coming in, taking care of yourself. And, from there you can build. Unfortunately, a lot of people get stuck there, and don't ever move towards the goal because they're so busy in survival mode. So I don't know if that's what's going on, but I do feel like you're a really bright, shining spirit. And there's this side of you that's been alive since childhood, like your inner child, your creative side, this side of you that has this love for aesthetics and beauty. And you don't have to stay here. It might just be your stepping stone. Strong message to tell you, like, this is not the end. This isn't where you're going to end up forever. This is the Six of Swords, though. You are going to be leaving this behind. Maybe that's your plan. You've had a plan. You want to leave it behind. And we're getting the Two of Pentacles, though. Something that's really worrying you is money. You're thinking, how am I going to have enough money to take the beauty school or to start the business or to, get this thing I want or to flip these houses or to whatever, and I get this message, first you take action, then the money comes. First you take action, then the support comes. I'm not telling you to go out there and take some crazy risk. It's important to take calculated risks, but don't let this hold you back. And look, I can't believe I pulled the Queen of Wands again. How crazy is that? Okay, so yeah, I mean, you really are the Queen of Wands, and they're just telling you need to get out there and shine. If you don't have a podcast, if you don't have some type of social media, if you're not on stage, if you're not taking classes that are putting you in front of other people to speak or to act or to sing or like something, you need to be doing that. You need to be moving your body. You need to be expressing, because that's something you're wonderful at. And, take every opportunity, even if it's just a little class or a hobby right now, it could turn into something more. And in fact, that's what you're going to do. You're taking a hobby and you're turning it into a jobby. So we're also getting King of Cups, something about music, singing, dancing for sure. For some of you guys who are watching, that just keeps coming up. Incredible. And look, as I look over here at this deck, look what's just sitting on top. Express, speak. Some of you guys needed to see that today, that that's your gift. So next we're going to see, are there any job opportunities that are coming your way? And before I pull these cards, I just want to say, yes, the universe sometimes just sends us gifts, but especially when it comes to our career, it's not always something that just comes out of the blue. A lot of times it's something that we need to set an intention around and work diligently towards in order to manifest it. But we're still pulling cards to see what's coming your way. I think I just saw the confidence card flash at me. Yeah. So you're in the process of building confidence, because this is the only thing that's been holding you back. Because once you get up on that stage or up on that platform, or you come out with your gifts, I mean, you're just so talented. Everybody's going to want a piece of it. Money's going to be flowing. And your guides are saying, like, this is what's been holding you back from starting the project or staying consistent with it, or just doing the hard work of taking those dance classes or those vocal lessons, or investing in stuff at yard sales so you can like flip your, the furniture in your house and start taking pictures and doing interior design, whatever it is. Your guides are telling you, you've been building confidence, so you've been afraid to put it out there. And they're saying that you already know what to do. You probably already know. You meant to shine. You meant to not meant to hoard these talents or hide these gifts. Everyone's supposed to see them. You're going to be famous for it in some way. And so they're saying that, it's coming. You're going to be fulfilled. This dream that you have with this career path, it's coming. They're also saying that you're in the process right now of meeting new people who are healthier for you, because when you're the Queen of Wands, you need to surround yourself with other people who are healthy, and also other people who love to shine as well. People who aren't going to steal the spotlight from you or discourage you from being in it. People who will share it with you. People who will clap for you when it's your time to shine, but then you clap for them when it's their time. And it's not about competition. It's about just lifting each other up. And, the people that you've been around, because you're such a shiner, you probably attract people who are jealous or bitter, who they see your beauty, they see your gifts, they see your talents, and that's not their path, or they secretly wish it was, but they don't know how to get out there. So they're talking you down or discouraging you, or you just feel like you have to dull your sparkle for them. So anyone you feel like you got to dull your sparkle around, you need to just cut those people out. You have to learn to be cutthroat with the people you let in your life, and only surround yourself with people who are at the next level, who can pull you up, who want to see you shine. I'm just kind of getting some messages here. I want to just see now, before we end this reading, if there's anything else you need to know about your career path, job opportunities, maybe what you can expect, what's coming in. An unwise choice. Learn what you can from this situation. Review everyone's motives. Whenever I get this card, I've gotten this card for a bunch of clients, and it's always for the same situation. This card always comes out when somebody who's like a Queen of Wands has somebody come to them and say, hey, will you collaborate with me on this? Or will you help me start this business? Or can you do this? And you think about it and you're like, this sounds like a great opportunity. It's something I always wanted to do. But the actual person that you're working with or that has approached you might be someone who's really fearful, really negative, really toxic, and they're kind of vampiring off you because they see you and your confidence and how you shine, and they're hoping that they can use you basically to launch themselves forward. And I see you having partnerships for sure, like I was just talking about, but you have to be careful and really vet these people and take it slow and have healthy boundaries at the beginning so you can suss out, are they someone that just wants to leech off you, or are they someone that like is going to help you up? And if you realize, you know what, I'm going to be the one doing most of the work, this person's kind of weak, then, send them love and light on their journey. And if you feel inclined to help a little bit, then send a little something their way, but honestly, keep it moving and you will have other opportunities and other partnerships. I don't know if there's someone here who needs to hear that, but just trust yourself. Organization and logic. structure and discipline, leadership, the Emperor. So that's the thing about the Queen of Wands, is you're the artist. You're not necessarily the business person. You have really strong entrepreneur qualities and you're a leader, but the little details and the structure and the logic and the discipline are very difficult for you. So you might need to just come up with your own system, use an app, write things down, do the one thing a day technique or something to make sure you can keep this ball rolling. Because the only thing that's going to keep you from launching this dream or this energy out into the world is just you kind of getting distracted and time goes by and you're inconsistent. Seems to be a lot of messages coming out today about consistency. Consistency is key, right? Yeah, you've had an awakening. Like, you're an artist and for sure of some sorts, and you went through this awakening, spiritual awakening or personal awakening, and now you're able to look at things from a different perspective. And I feel like you're thinking so much about your dreams you've had since you were younger, and how now you think, okay, I think I can actually do this. This is possible. And that's all you really needed, was just that confidence, just that belief in yourself to keep going. And so there's this message coming out that things might be at a temporary standstill right now. It doesn't mean that you're not getting opportunities. It's just you might need to course correct or make sure you're on the right path. But yeah, they're saying it's very important to be yourself. Choose now this path because it's important to be yourself. Very soon, even though things are at a standstill, very, very soon, probably by the end of this summer, events are going to be moving forward for you at a fast pace. Delays are going to be over. There's going to be so many opportunities coming for you in this realm. So many things happening at once. And, they're just telling you need to wait for perfect timing right now. Keep doing what you're doing. Baby steps. They're telling you do need to have balance. Rome wasn't built in a day, but there's going to be some big bang coming here in your career and with your job very soon. So that's incredible. I hope that this message resonated with you. Thank you so much for coming to my channel, and I will see you next time. Peace out.